Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Nimra Memon, lecturer in Computer Science Department, Government Girls Degree College, Nawabshah. Topic is Iterative Control Structures in C Language. Chapter number 8 for Class Inter. Dear students, please subscribe our Sindh College Lectures channel on YouTube. This slide shows how I will proceed during this presentation. Initially, I will give a brief introduction about control structures in C language. That discussion will be followed by types of control structures. Then, I will continue my discussion with iterative control structures and paths and types of loops. And finally, I will discuss for loop, while loop, and do while loop in detail with their working examples. Dear students, I have divided my lecture in two parts. Inshallah, we will learn while loop and do while loop in my next lecture. Let's start with control structures in C language. Control structures form the basic entities of a structured programming language. Dear students, we all know languages like C or C++ or Java are all structured programming languages. Control structures are used to alter the flow of execution of program. Here, a question arises that why do we need to alter the program flow? The reason is decision making. Doing electronics or computer science, we do make a decision by analyzing certain conditions like our personal interest, scope of job opportunities, and so on. With the decision we make, we alter the flow of our life's direction. Dear students, this is exactly what happens in C and C++ program. We use control structures to make decisions and alter the direction of program flow in one or the other paths available. Types of control structure. There are three types of control structures available in C and C++. Number 1, sequence structures, which are also known as straight line paths. A sequence is a series of statements that execute one after another. Number 2, selection structures, or you may also call one or many branches. Selection or branch structure is used to execute different statements depending on the certain conditions. And the third one is loop structure, or you may also call iteration, repetition of a set of activities. This is our main topic of today's discussion that I will discuss in my next slide. So, repetition or looping is used to repeat statements while the certain conditions are met. Iterative structure means that some statements will be executed multiple times until some condition is met. Iteration statements are most commonly known as loops. Loops are used in performing repetitive tasks in programming. So consider these scenarios. If you want to execute some codes 100 times, or if you want to execute some code certain number of times depending upon input from user. So dear students, it is beneficial to use loops in certain conditions if we want to perform tasks repeatedly. This is a flowchart of simple loop structure. Initially, once you have entered for the loop, certain condition needs to be checked. If the condition becomes true, certain actions will be performed. and it will repeat it until the condition becomes false. Once condition becomes false, loop will be terminated. Parts of a loop. Dear students, each loop consists of three expressions: the initialization expression, the test expression, and the increment or decrement, or also called update expression, and a loop control variable. The value of loop control variable determines the number of times a loop is executed. The three expressions are formed using the loop control variable. Following are the example of expressions: initialization expression, test expression, or update or increment or decrement expressions. Initialization expression. In this kind of expression, I and x are the two control variables, and you have to assign value 0 and 2 to I and x. In the test expression, you have to compare these values, and in update expression, you have to perform increment or decrement operation. Types of loop. The repetition process in C is done by using loop control instruction. Dear students, there are three types of loop in C programming: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. For loop is also known as an entry control loop. For loop is actually based on three parts. One is initialization, number two, test expression, and the third one is increment or decrement expression. While loop whether checks condition is true or not. If it is true, then the code inside the body of loop, which is enclosed in curly braces, is executed, and this process continues until the test expression becomes false. The difference between for loop and while loop is that in for loop, number of repetitions are predefined or known in advance, while in the while loop, number of repetitions are not predefined. Do while loop is very similar to while loop, only the difference is that in while, test expression is checked at the first, but in do while, the code inside the body of loop is executed at the first, then condition is checked. So the code is executed at least once in do while loop. Let's start with the for loop. For loop. For loop is the most commonly used looping technique. It is very popular looping structure. What is the reason why it is so popular? Because it has all the three parts of loop: initialization, test expression, update expression in the same line. In a program, for loop is generally used when number of iterations are known in advance. Dear students, I have already discussed in my previous slides that in for loop, number of iterations are known. So the body of loop can be single statement or multiple statement. So here is a syntax of writing for loop. You have to use for keyword, then initialization expression, then test expression and update expression, and separate these three expressions by placing terminator in between them. The body of loop enclosed in curly braces contains number of statements. Dear students, this is the flowchart for loop. This flowchart actually represents the working mechanism of for loop. When the program control enters the initially, it executes the statement given as initialization statement. Then condition statement is evaluated. If the condition is true, then the block of statement will be executed. And after performing certain actions, control moves to perform the iterations. And after performing iteration, control comes back to check the condition again. If it is true, statement will be executed, or if condition is false, then the loop will be terminated. Dear students, please note down one thing, that this process will remain continue until condition becomes false. Dear students, this is the example program to print numbers from 1 to 5 by using for loop. Let's see how this program will work. This program actually contains main header file, a main function, and a for loop which is based on three expressions usually involve loop control variable I. As this slide shows, there is an initialization expression. That means we have to assign initial value to the loop control variable I. Then we have to assign test or conditional expression to limit the loop, and then increment or decrement expression to update the control variable. The loop control variable is I. The loop given above will execute 5 times. This can be verified by the number of times the value of I is displayed. So, working mechanism of for loop by continuing this example is explained in next slide. Dear students, we will learn working of for loop step by step. So, at the first step, variable I is initialized with value 1. Please remember one thing, this happens only once during the whole program. That means we have to initialize a one value to the loop control variable I only once during the whole program. Then at second step, value of control variable I is compared to test the condition, either it is less than or equal to 5 or not. If yes, condition is true, 1 is less than 5, yes, true, then the body of loop will execute it, which contain printf function, and value of I, which is 1, will display on the screen. Then after performing action printf, control is transferred to update the value of I. So value of I is incremented by 1. After performing the increment operation, control come back to check the condition again. So value of I becomes 2 after increment, and it is compared to check either it is less than or equal to 5 or not. If true, again, then the body of loop will execute to print the value of I, which is true. So this slide shows overall working mechanism of for loop stepwise to generate the numbers from 1 to 5. So at the first step, variable I is initialized with value 1. Then at second step, value of control variable I is compared to test the condition, either it is less than or equal to 5 or not. Yes, condition is true, 1 is less than 5. Then step number 3 will execute to print the value of I. Then control is transferred to increment statement. After performing increment, control is again transferred to the step number 2 to check the condition again. So after checking the condition, if condition is true, then again step number 3 is executed, which prints the value of I, and now step number 4 carried out, which increments the value of I again, and so on. So the process will continue till the value of I becomes 6. When I becomes 6 at the step 4, control is transferred to step number 2. Here the value of I is tested and the condition yield false because 6 is 6 less than or equal to 5 or not? So 6 is not equal to or less than 5. Condition yields false, and so the loop is terminated. So after performing overall step successfully, then our required output, that is from 1 to 5, is generated. Thank you very much. It was all about the for loop and its working. Dear students, inshallah, in my next lecture, I will continue with while loop and do while loop with their working mechanisms and few examples.